Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be painting on 3 more face masks. Now I have done this already once on my channel, but the opportunity presented itself to paint some masks again, and so I decided to go ahead and make another video out of it. This time around though, my designs are going to be very different from the first time around. I was asked by a friend of mine to paint them the flag of Israel onto a face mask, and so that gave me some ideas on what to paint on other face masks, and I decided to paint some flags of my own heritage and culture. As many of you know, I am Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican on my father's side and Salvadorian on my mother's side. And so I decided to paint a mask with the Puerto Rican flag and another mask with a Salvadorian flag for my parents. And so as with most things I do, I started off by sketching out the design of the flags on each of the 3 masks. And this was actually one of the first times I've actually used a reference photo for anything that I paint or draw. Normally I just do things straight out of my mind, but since I was actually going to be drawing something that was real or something that already existed, like the flags, I decided it would be best to use an actual image of the flags instead of just trying to do it based off of my memory. Especially for the flag of El Salvador, which has a symbol in the center of the flag. But once I finally finished sketching out the symbols and the designs of each of the flags onto the masks, I went in and started with the flag of Israel, which I was going to be doing first. And again, to clarify, I personally don't have any attachment to the flag of Israel. I am not Jewish by any means, but I was asked to paint this for someone and I decided to include it in this video since it kind of matched with the other 2 flags that I was doing. The flag of Israel is probably the simpler of the 3 that I'm doing. Its main design are 2 blue stripes and a blue Star of David in the center. And the flag of Israel was actually adopted on October 28th of 1948. And in Judaism, the main religion of Israel, the color blue symbolizes God's glory, purity, and God's severity. And the color white symbolizes great faith. While preparing for making this video, I did some research on the background of the flags and how they were adopted and created. And it was actually really interesting to learn about different cultures and learning more about my own cultures and my own heritage. And like that, the flag of Israel was finished. This was a really easy and simple design, but I had a lot of fun doing it and learning about the Israel culture and how their flag came to be. And like that, I'm moving on to the Puerto Rican flag. Now the Puerto Rican flag is a lot closer to me. As I mentioned earlier, I am Puerto Rican on my dad's side. And the flag of Puerto Rico was actually adopted in December 22nd, 1895. And each part of this flag has its own meaning. The 3 red stripes represent the blood from the brave warriors that fought for Puerto Rico's independence. and the two white stripes represent the victory and peace that they gained in their independence. And the white star in the center of the blue triangle represents the island of Puerto Rico. And then the blue triangle represents the sky and blue coastal waters surrounding the island. I was very excited to do this video because it will allow me to share a little bit more about my culture and who I am. Being Hispanic is something that I take great pride in, and I'm really happy to be able to share it with you all today. And as a quick reminder, I am using fabric paint to ensure that the design stays and the masks are washable. And here's how the Puerto Rican flag came out. And like that, we're moving on to the last design for today, where I'm going to be painting the El Salvador flag. And this flag is also close to me since my mom is from El Salvador, and this is actually one of the more complex designs that I'm going to be doing today because of the coat of arms that's the symbol in the center of the El Salvador flag. And the flag of El Salvador was adopted on May 27th, 1912, with the blue stripes symbolizing the ocean and sky, and then the white stripe meaning peace. And along with this research, I also learned that blue is an important color for the Salvadorian culture and identity. And the spears in the coat of arms of El Salvador are a representation of the nation's indigenous heroes and spirits. And under the triangle, there's a golden amber color scroll which states the national motto of El Salvador, which is Dios, Unión, Libertad, which translates to God, Union, and Liberty. Now, since the mask had such a small space, I couldn't fit the whole entirety of the coat of arms onto the mask. I kind of had to choose what elements and what design features I was going to add. And I struggled a lot to actually do what I did with the coat of arms. I had to use my smallest brush to create the design, but overall I feel like the design that I did put on the mask conveyed the overall idea well. Overall, I had a really fun time being able to learn more about these three cultures and being able to paint on these three masks, and I'm overall really happy and satisfied with the three designs that I was able to do on the masks, and I think I conveyed the ideas of the three flags really well. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and God bless you.